is Zachary Game, and welcome back to my Wonder World. It is nice and rainy outside. For any of you that actually like the rain, I quite love it, but it appears to be leaving now. Of course, the second that I say it's now raining, it stops raining. I mean, that's just my luck, isn't it? That's just my luck. I guess I shouldn't. I guess I shouldn't have started talking about the weather. That's really funny, but it's also really sad because I was really enjoying that. But the second I mention it, it stops raining. Oh well. There are still a few puddles that we get to look at before they evaporate. I was gonna go around showing off my world and my lights and my puddles and the lights through the puddles and stuff like that, but I guess we can't do that anymore. Oh well, that's just fine. That's just fine with me because I have quite a bit that I actually want to do today. And it's going to be really cool. We're adding more stuff to the town, not the Wonderland, and we're going to have a whole lot of fun with it. It's a fun little food-themed place this time around. I won't tell you too much just yet because I want to do a few more things before we get to building it. But before I ramble on anymore, I think I'm going to jump down here and get some of my dogs to come with me. In the last episode, we made the doggy doctor medical clinic, or like the animal clinic for all of my dogs, because they kept hurting themselves with fall damage. This time around, I'm making something that's just a bit for myself. I think in the last episode as well, I made breakfast for myself in the way of a cake, and we're gonna do something with that in just a second. But before anything else, I'm going to say hello to my doggies and take a few of them with me. Hello everybody. Hello Maggie, Thorn, the Steed, all of you guys. I am going to take a random few of you, I think. I'm just gonna spin myself in a circle. My eyes are closed in the real world. I'm just gonna spin in a circle, and whoever I'm looking at, I'm gonna take you to go building with me. Alright, let me close my eyes. 3, 2, 1. Okay, well, I'm not really looking at any dogs, but I guess Citrus is the closest one. Oh, you're not Citrus, you're Hackle. Oh, my apologies. We'll just take you 4 buddies. The rest of you can stay here and have a little bit of fun. I don't want to take everybody today. And we're gonna go down to a build site that I set up. I put some chests down in a little bit of an empty space, and we're gonna build something really cool that's been on my mind for just a little bit now. I don't think I put it in the Wonder Diary or on the to-do list, but it's still been something in my mind. Let's go down here and take a left, and I think it should be dead on from here. I think so. Oh, here it is. Here are the chests. I really thought it was more than this, just one double chest, but this should be enough, at least for now. If we run out of materials for the build, we'll just be able to get more. Anyways. This is the build site for Cake and Shake, which is a restaurant / bakery that I really am looking forward to making. The whole idea of it is kind of like a play on words of like shake and bake, which is supposed to be like a phrase for doing something really quickly and poorly. But I decided that in my own mind, for whatever reason, before I actually looked up the definition of it and figured that out for myself, I actually thought it just meant, like, get ready to do something. So, like, shake and bake, it's like, you know, you're getting materials ready to bake a cake or something. So, to me, it's just been a way to get ready in the morning, or, I guess, to make breakfast in the morning. I don't know why I correlated it to that, but I did. So, we have the name figured out, and I think I also want to do a little bit more of a play on words with it, and also sell, like, milkshakes or something of the sort in the same place. Even maybe like potentially making it into a American diner thingamajig of sorts, where you have like a little checkerboard pattern and you sell all those other things like hamburgers and stuff. It's a really funny duality in my head. I don't know why. I can't really well explain it. That's just fine. I think it's gonna be fun no matter what, even if I can't really explain it that well. Before we start the build, before I get too busy, because I am going a little bit quickly this recording, I am going to back up a bit and try to get a good idea of where I want to put it, or like what the floor plan is going to be. Now, the idea of it was having it be very like sugar based and like having the outside be a cake itself. I was going to make just a generic building and put like a little cake decoration or like a sign that has like a blocky art kind of like cake or something, on the side of it, but I had the thought recently of just making the entire building into a cake itself. So I think we'll get a cake really, really quickly, and we're gonna use that as a bit of a reference for the building itself. Now there will be parts of the building where I want it to be like, it's clearly a building, it's not just a cake, but for the overall build, I think I want it to be just a giant cake that you make cakes inside of. The cakeception of sorts. Alright, I'm rambling too much. Let's see if we have all the materials we need. I don't have it well set up just yet. It's still a bit of a mess, just as it was in the last episode. But I should be able to easily find everything I need to get the cake baked. Alright, we have the cake. I didn't make it the way I usually make it. Usually I craft it myself without using that little handbook, but we used the handbook this time around. That's just fine by me. I would have been able to make it flawlessly either way around. Alright, let's place this cake. I think I'm gonna put it in the middle of the walkway. However unsanitary that is. Let's just plop it down right here, and then we can get you guys sitting down so you don't sit on the cake. And take a bit of a look at it. This is a bit more rectangular than I might make the actual building out to be. And I'm thinking that I might want to add more stuff than just this cake, because if it's just a box, I wouldn't have as much fun with that as I would actually making it into like tons of different shapes put together into like an actually really cool and detailed building. With that being said though, I'm definitely going to add these little cherries on top. We're so going to decorate the giant cake. And I'm just now realizing, I don't know why I haven't thought about this, but this is actually the second time that I've made a cake in this world. This is the second episode I've made where I'm effectively just making a really, really big cake. We had the tiramisu game in the Wonderland a couple of episodes back, and that was a lot of fun to make, and now we're making another cake in entirety. Entirety. Don't you dare make fun of me for that. Anyways. Oh, alongside the giant cake building, I think I'm going to have like a giant milkshake that kind of like sits up against the cake and kind of serves like a spiral staircase into another floor. I think that would be really cool. And I also want to decorate the area surrounding it with a ton of sugarcane. We can place water down and have sugarcane kind of like pile its way up on the sides, partially as decoration and partially as a really easily accessible sugar source of sorts. A sugar source of sorts? That's a tongue twister. That's a real tongue twister. Anyways, I think I'm rambling for just a bit. Let's see what materials we have, and then we can get building. I didn't give myself any brown wool, but I think I will use brown wool in the finished product. We'll just have to use spruce as a way to outline the edges of this cake. If we look at the cake itself, it's a little bit more orangey, so I guess acacia would be a better block for that. But in my mind, I always imagine it to be this kind of like spruce, dark brown color. It feels very right. It feels really cool and cozy to me. We might be able to detail it a little bit with like some of these blocks, but I don't know how I feel about that. I guess time will just have to tell. I would like for there to just be a 3-block gap instead of 5, but because we're putting sugarcane here, I want there to be a little bit of more extra space between the building and the road, so it's not too, I guess like too, how should I put this? Too crowded. This is going to be an absolutely massive build, but I think it's going to look really pretty, and I'm not too worried about that. Well, I think I'm going to use brown wool and this like spruce wood here. I might just use oak wood for the corners because I like it when my buildings have different corners to them. It feels very flat otherwise. I can't really explain it too well. And it's also occurring to me that this might not be perfectly square of a cake, but that's just fine. It'll look good either way. Not everything needs to be absolutely like geometrically perfect. We can make it go along this way just a bit more, but I don't want to squish it too much. I think this is a good space, actually. This is like a good space for a corner, because then we can put the big milkshake thingamajig over here in this area, and that's just perfect. That fits into it so well. Let's build this way. I think I might take this tree down. I haven't broken it down yet. When I do break it down, these guys are definitely gonna burn the shade. Even though they are drowned and they do try to attack me, I haven't wanted them to be gone. Like, I've kind of grown used to them being here. So I'm gonna give them a little bit of a rooftop so they don't burn in the sunlight. Like they usually would if I got rid of this tree. We can get this lined up, we can get all the other things built up. It isn't gonna be the biggest restaurant, which is, I guess, why we're gonna make 2 floors out of it. But if we really need more space in the very end, we can always expand it over to this side, and this side can serve as like the kitchen or storage for the area, and this can be like solely the dining place. That would be really, really cool, and I don't oppose it in any way. In fact, we can also have a little bit of like a front desk here where like the main, like the head chef is going to sit, and then like all the waiters are gonna come out through like a door right over here. And this is how we get all the people fed. And the cake itself is just a dining room. That is an idea, but I don't know if it's gonna stick. I don't know if it's gonna stick. We'll just have to see where it goes from there. Let's build up this corner here. And I think it looks so good. It looks so good. I'm gonna take the tree down now. It does feel a little bit sad because it's like the last tree in this area, but it's just fine. We can always plant more in the future, as I've been saying in a few of my older episodes. Alright, let me just look at the cake really quickly. I mean, I could add layers. Oh, okay, let's experiment with that. Let's experiment with layers. Now, originally, I was only going to have the icing be at the very top of the build, but now that I'm thinking about it, instead of it just starting at the top of the build, we could also have a thing where it goes up to there, and then we could have glass as the windows, and have a build that's something like this. I am going to bring the wool up just a bit, maybe even further than 3 blocks, but this is looking really, really good. I'm going to add a little bit more because I don't want it to be mostly glass. I think something like this could work really, really well. Let's take a bit more of a look at it. Oh my goodness. This actually looks pretty cool. I know it's just a blank kind of box at the moment. It's just an outline. But it looks like it's going to end up being a really, really cool build. I think I said this about my last build as well. And I'll probably say that about many, many other builds. But that's just because I get so excited when I'm building. I get really excited like halfway through the building process, and my mind starts racing with all these ideas of how it's gonna look in the end. And based on this, it looks really good. Alright, I detailed a little bit of the build. I didn't do too much work. I was just kind of like brainstorming, really. I didn't realize I was actually muted for a bit of it, so it's been kind of like me rambling to myself about the build for a good minute, and then I realized. But anyways, I have a circle set up where the milkshake is gonna be. It's gonna be right next to the actual cake. It's gonna be the way up to the next floor, like I said, and it's going to go in a spiral sort of fashion. For the next floor, I think I already mentioned this, but because the vanilla seeps down, the roof is going to be the vanilla icing, and it's gonna kind of seep down through the glass. In the way that you have this little glass frame over there in that building, we're gonna have a thing set up where, let's just say this is the floor, this is like the frame around the glass. Let's go up 1, 2, 3. The icing is going to be right above, and it's going to be like the top part of the frame. So let's just see how this looks. Something like this. I think you get the idea. We could have it go over just by 1 or so, maybe 2, and then have another window set up, and that's going to be the design for the top. It isn't going to be exactly like that. That's just the rough idea, and I think it's going to look really, really, really pretty. I must say, though, I get quicker and quicker with my building each time I do it. I think that around this point, I would just be getting started with the build, but now, because I'm so experienced, I guess, I've already got a really, really, really solid idea with what I want to make. Let's just take this off really, really quickly, and then I think we should be able to get started with the entire build. I'm going to do a little bit more detailing really, really quickly, just to make sure everything is nice and pretty for you guys, because I know you guys like it when it is, I guess, nice and proper, really, when like everything's neatly spaced, I guess. 3, 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's perfect! That's perfect! And then we can have another 3 right before that. Oh, it's perfect. It's perfect. I didn't even know how perfect that was, but it is so perfect. Alright, a window design like this should be good. I think I'm going to cut to a time lapse now. I've been really silly, I've been rambling a lot and doing a lot of things, but I really want to get building because I'm so excited to see what it's gonna look like when it's all finished. I'll get myself a little bit more materials before we begin, or I guess before we're finished, so we can have more blocks than the ones that were just in the chest. And then after we're done with all the building, with all the fun stuff, I'll be able to order a cake from whatever chef I choose to run the joint. And we're gonna have a great time. We're gonna have an amazing time. We're gonna have some good cake with our dogs. And heck, maybe, if they're generous, we'll even get the cake for free. I'll probably have to pay $100 though. Alright, without any further ado, let's get to it. I hope you enjoy the time lapse. I know I will. And I hope you love the music that I choose for it, because I have been having an absolute blast with the music in these time lapses. I will see you guys in just a second. Bye! Finished up the giant restaurant. Don't know why I said giant so many times, but it is absolutely massive in my eyes. I'm gonna back up just a little bit out of my little umbrella there and take a look at the thing. I quite adore the design. I hope now you understand what I mean by I see it in my head before it's completed. This is kind of like the envisionment. Is that the word? Envisionment? This is kind of what I imagined in my head when I was actually making the thing and getting that little wall design put together. This is like what I had in my mind, and I am so glad that it ended up almost exactly like I thought it would. It looks amazing. I did change those little berries around the top, or like little strawberries. I don't know what they are, but I'm going to call them strawberries. That little red decoration at the top looks really cool, and I even decorated the inside. I have a little bit of a surprise to show you regarding that, but I'm gonna, before we go in, I'm gonna get all my buddies and clean up this cake on the ground I left here. Goodness gracious, it's probably soggy now. Let's get them all nice and collected, or I guess rather picked up. and take a look at the outside. More importantly, how it kind of connects up to the water over here. If we take a nice little swim over to the other side here, we can take a look at the entire building. And if we go over here, I absolutely love it. There's a little bit of an awning right over here, which I quite love. And you can see the massive kind of like sippy cup that is the milkshake, or I guess like the design for the milkshake next to the restaurant. If we can look up here, there's a little bit of a straw, and there's also a giant cherry on the top of the cake, which I quite love. You can't really see it too well. Oh, there you go, now you can, if you just peer over the top there. It looks really, really amazing, and I absolutely love the way I built it, and now we can actually get inside. If you haven't noticed yet, the little drowned zombies are no longer here, but they're not gone. They're actually inside the restaurant itself, so we can say hello to them. I actually gave them names, and I'm so excited to show you them. This one over here is named Lockwood, and the other one is named Rob. I can't remember exactly why I named this one Rob. I think it was just kind of fun. And for the other guy, I named him Lockwood because of Flint Lockwood from Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. I just thought it'd be really funny. Anyways, this is the bakery level of the shop. Over here they have their little ovens and their cakes and their storage. And also a little bit of a blast furnace if ever they need to bake something other than just a cake. And upstairs, we go up this little milkshake thingamajig, which is, I guess, more representative of a fast food joint. You have the fast food joint itself. If you look over here, this is the counter where you're gonna go up to the little worker and tell them what you want to have for your dinner or lunch or breakfast. And they'll go back here and cook you up something. Currently, we have 2 of these little burgers here. One of them is very well burned. This is very well burned. We're not going to rescue this one, but this one is not quite done yet. I quite love the design, and we also have a little bit of like an oven catcher thingamajig. Oh my goodness! Hako, get off! You're going to burn yourself! I didn't even notice! Hako! Be careful! You too, Nico. You too. I saw you were about to get on top of there. Sorry, Sir Dog, but I don't want you burning yourself like Hako did. Goodness gracious. But yeah, we have this little oven stopper, or like little heat trapper thingamajig that's going to send this little piping up to the roof. I don't know exactly where we send it. There's not exactly a smokestack on top, so I guess it just kind of disappears somewhere. And here are the little refrigerators. I haven't actually put anything here to open them, so it's kind of just stuck here at the moment. But that's just fine. I'm glad that we have it as a decoration, if nothing else. If we look about, I'm going to let you guys roam now, so you don't... Oh, no! Listen, I just told you not to do that. Goodness gracious me. Okay, I'm taking you guys over here where you won't burn yourself. Anyways, we have some nice little seating over here that's very open. It's next to a tall window. We have some seating here that's very open. It's right up next to a very tall floor to ceiling just about window over here, and it looks really cool. I'm most proud of this little area where it's very open. You have a lot of space in between yourself and the table. If I'm going to change anything, I'm going to make this a little bit more open, but we don't really have the blocks to do so, so I'm going to have to put those back. I also went through with all of the sugar cane, and it looks all sorts of pretty now. I kept it nice and managed so that it isn't too, I guess, opposing or imposing, and it doesn't block the way of the windows themselves. You can actually do this yourself by putting string over a sugarcane. And because the string's here, because it's in the way, the sugarcane won't grow anymore, and it's a nice way to stop your sugarcane from getting over a block tall if you really wish to keep it that way. All of this is quite gorgeous, and I absolutely love the way that it looks from the outside. But before we go to a distance and see how it looks like from our bedroom, for example, we're gonna go up to the roof and take a little bit of a look-see around. Here we have the giant cherry. Oh goodness, I need to sit you guys down before you hurt yourselves again. Goodness. Yeah, up here on the roof, we have a cute little cherry up here. I put some lanterns on the roof so that there aren't gonna be any mobs that spawn in. And everything put together, it's quite an adorable build. It's right under the blimp, so sometimes it casts a little bit of shade onto the building itself, but that's just fine. It's totally manageable, especially because my shaders will actually cast light down, and it makes this all look really great. Alright, let's get our dogs and head back downstairs so that we don't spend all of our time on the roof up there, and so our buddies don't get themselves hurt like they love to do. Let's see if we can find a good place to look at this. I love the way it looks from my bedroom, But we're gonna see how it looks at the top of the hotel and wait until the end of the episode to actually look at the thing from my bedroom. But trust me, it looks adorable and it adds so much color into my Wonder World, or like the town of the Wonder World. It looks so good. Building, I think this floor is gonna do just fine. And we can look down at the shop itself. Oh, it looks so pretty. It looks so pretty. I didn't use any of that brown wool I was talking about getting, but I have no regrets whatsoever because the spruce looks very, very cozy. I don't know if we'll add a shop over there, but it looks like a shop or something like that would fit very, very nicely. So we might add a little bit to that area in the future. But for the next video, I think I'm not going to add too much to the town because we've already given it such a focus in these last 2 episodes. That being said, I can't wait to expand on this area because this looks so gorgeous. I just love being around it. I just love being close to it. Being close to it just adds so much to the world, or I guess to the town itself, because it adds so much color. It just feels like it was always supposed to be there. I say that about almost all of my builds, but I mean it. I completely mean it. This is adorable. Alright, let's not try to gush too much about that build. And instead, let's go over there and order a cake really quickly. I do have a cake in my inventory, but I made it myself, and it might not be as good as the one they sell. So let's go over there and order ourselves a cake. Now, like I said, there isn't a fast food worker, so we won't be able to get a hamburger today. But that's just a-okay by me. All I really want before the sun sets is to get a nice and tasty cake. Alrighty, I am going to... How'd you guys get in here? How did you guys get stuck in the pen? Oh well, oh well. Let's just put some of the cake in here where it's gonna be nice and safe and sound. And ask them if I could have my own. Okay, hello, Rob. Can you make me a really tasty cherry cake really quickly? It shouldn't be too big of an order. I will bring back Wonder Bucks later when it's done. But I can't wait to have it. Is that okay? Is that okay, Rob? You just gotta look at me really quickly. Okay, well, I'm assuming that he's too busy to actually talk to me and say yes. But he should be done with the cake when we come back. I'm gonna go get some Wonder Bucks out of my personal storage, and then we're gonna be able to come back here and have a nice and tasty breakfast before we go. I might even, depending on if it's edible, let my dogs have a little bit of it because they love it so much. Rusty absolutely loved that idea. Alrighty, let's get some of the Wonder Bucks out of this little ender chest here. And look at the building. Oh my goodness. It looks so pretty. Oh my gosh. I'm just gonna keep gushing over it. And you guys just have to deal with it, I guess. It does look absolutely amazing though. You guys probably shouldn't be out here, so I'm gonna close the gate. But oh, it looks so good. It looks so good. I feel like with the colors, it's a bit more shifted this way. Like everything on this side of my world is a teensy bit more colorful than this side, which is like mostly browns and stuff. But I still think it's amazing. It looks so great. And I'm never gonna not enjoy a giant cake building because I swear, every time I make one of these things or make any building that's like in the shape or in the look of a food, I absolutely gush over it. Because it looks so gorgeous the entire time. It looks like I could just bite down on it. I could just bite down on it. I could eat that whole thing right now if it was a real thing. I'm not gonna gush over that building too much for now. Instead, we're just gonna go down and get that cake I ordered. Hopefully it's done by now. I've heard that they're really, really quick at their jobs from a few of the other drowns in the sea. So maybe they'll be done with it by the time we go in. Alright, Rob, is it done? Is the cake done? Oh, it's this. This is the cake? Okay, I'm gonna take that as a yes. It is nighttime, so you guys are a little bit angry at the moment. You're kind of like marching after me, but that's just fine. I completely get it. After all, it is about time for nighttime, and I am over here making you guys make a cake. I'm going to take a few bites out of it if I'm hungry. Oh goodness. Oh, I'm full. I had too much cake earlier. Oh well, that's just fine. I'll just give some of these buddies my Wonder Bucks. Here you go. Oh no, guys, wait, guys, calm down. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. They're drowned. They're drowned, okay? They're drowned. It's okay. It's okay. They can't help it. It's okay. I just realized I ate the pumpkin pie right in front of them instead of having the cake. That was really silly of me. Oh my goodness. That was a bit of a mishap, guys. We just tried to stop attacking them. I get it. It did kind of hit me there a little bit, but it's just fine. They're drowned and it's nighttime, so I might be a little bit angry. I gave them the Wonder Bucks, so they should be nice and calm now. So if any of you guys want to have some of the cake, I'll let you sit up, and all you have to do is not attack them. If you attack them, you're not gonna get any of the cake. We have to be nice and respectful around here, and kind to these people, because they put a lot of work into this cake. Anyways, I'm just gonna have a slice or two, nom, nom, and I'm gonna let you guys get up. Don't attack them. It's okay? You guys okay? Alrighty. And you guys can have a little bit of the cake yourselves if you want so. I made sure it's edible. It's edible by dogs too, so you can have a bit of a bite, Hako, if you so wish. Why did you take a bite? Oh, you did take a bite. Good job, Hako. And I think we're all set. I don't think you guys want any of the cake, because you're up here in the stairway, hiding away from everybody. But that's just fine. You don't have to have any if you don't want any. Anyways, we're gonna leave the cake here. We're gonna let them finish it. And I'm gonna leave so that they can go back to their own homes, into the river there, and sleep, have a good night's rest. We'll come back here, I think in the morning, have a little bit of a breakfast, but for now, it is time to wrap everything up and go home. So, if everybody would please kindly follow me, we could all go home and take a bit of a nap, because I am getting just a little bit tired. Alrighty, it's just down the way. I don't have a pathway that goes right from here. I probably should have taken the road like a normal person, but that's just fine. I don't mind cutting through grass every once in a while. I think next time, we'll take Steed, Thorn, Meggy, and, also Moro down to the store so that they can also have a little bit of cake. So it's a little bit fair for them as well. But I had an amazing time. Everybody's gonna sit down here together, including Citrus. Citrus is gonna stay here with you guys. Let's just get it really quickly. Instead of being secluded from everybody else. Citrus! Citrus, come on, Citrus! I'm gonna let you spend a little time with our buddies down here. And maybe the next night you can go back down, or I guess back over. Citrus! Be careful! Okay, I'm getting rid of this. I'm getting rid of this fence, because it doesn't help anything. I swear. I think it's just better if they fall over here, because they won't take fall damage. Every time they go over here, they somehow get on top of the fence and hurt themselves on the stairs. So yeah, we're just gonna get rid of the fences for now and hope that helps things, even though that sounds counterintuitive. Oh, silly me for not noticing that. And silly Citrus for trying to vault over that fence. You should have known better. You should have known you were gonna hurt yourself, you silly thing. Anyways, let's go down here, Citrus. Citrus! Citrus does not want to leave his rug, so we're gonna leave him be, I think, up here on his rug. But next episode, you're gonna spend more time with them, alright? You're gonna spend way more time with them, because I have to say, it's not nice to just ignore them all the time. Okay, you're their friend, alright, and they're your friends. So you need to spend a little bit more time with them, be a little bit nicer, Citrus. Anyways, it's time for me to go home. Alrighty, oh my goodness, I'm so lucky! I managed this episode to wrap things up and go home before the daytime. We didn't waste a complete night today. Oh, good. I am so proud of myself for that. Usually, when I make a new building, it's already daytime by the time I go to bed. So, in hopes to not jinx myself, I'm gonna wrap this up really quickly and say goodbye. If you guys had a wonderful time watching, please do tell me so in the comments below, because it helps an absolute ton. Liking and subscribing does as well. And I would like to thank you, way more than anyone else, for watching the whole video, because that's what really matters, and that helps me way more than doing any of those other things would. Uh-oh, the moon's about to set, so I'm gonna put a music disc into the jukebox over here and say goodbye. Have a wonderful day with whatever you're doing in the real world, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye! Alright, it's gonna be press and rise.